Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. This is Tahir Khan. I'm also known as Striker. Today is the 2nd of July. We have NFP coming up in the next 3 hours. What I'll do today is I'll walk you through to some of the setups that I'm looking into the market, and depending on the numbers, what we can expect out of those pairs. I'll start off with everybody's favorite euro. And when I'm looking at a euro, as you can see, I'm looking in within a bear flag between this black trend line and this trend line, and price is pretty much swinging around all over. What I normally do is that once I've got a pattern, as in this case a bear flag in, what I do is that I try to find in a median point, a point that I can use to grab some swings or flow of price action, whether it's going to be on the higher side or the lower side. So that median comes in right out here, my T3, which has already been almost tested earlier in the Asian session. And how it works is that you got a main channel bear flag, and I need a splitter of price where I know the price from here onwards stays on the higher side or stay on the lower side. So this is my trend line, simple sketch. It's holding, got a breakout here, retest, got a high, test the base, the top of the flag, rejected, came down briefly, and then back up and again testing it. So my guess is that with a couple of tries to the north side, it's about high time that it goes and tries into the lower side. So depending on the numbers how it goes, if we get it close underneath to T3 or roughly about what is it, 1 point or 1.10, I would say 20ish. If you go below that, then I would expect it to eventually fall down and test the base of the flag towards 1.07. And this is another trend line, which is basically what I use is anytime I sense there's a breakout trend line, I need to have a follow-up trend line. That's mean if this is a good breakout, that's mean it needs to take out pretty much this low. And what I do is that I actually plot an actual trend line, and this becomes my confirmation zone. As in, once the price closes under 3.3, if the price closes under 3.3, I would expect it to break under T4, which is roughly about 1.0940ish level. So a good break of 1.1020 would be that a break underneath and get it close on the T4 also. That would pretty much confirm that upside has been done, and we can start looking for price to continue on the lower side. Would be the base of the flag, which would be the base of the flag, or 1.07 handle. So this is how it comes to basically the flag and median. So we'll see how it goes. Nevertheless, I already posted over the LinkedIn also. These are the zones come into play. You can preempt buys, or unless you're biased on the short side, then wait for it to sell. Unless you're already short on the higher ground, then what you do is you're looking in for a break underneath. So we'll find out in about actually about 2-3 hours. So in case if the price goes and shoots higher, what are we looking at? We are looking at, this is a 2-hour chart. I'm basically looking at 1.11 70th zone right here. This zone right here has a pretty decent looking resistance. Overall, it's a wedge view, ascending wedge that has been already broken, retested, and well, we'll find out if we're getting a new low or are we going back up eventually, because any closing above 1170ish would be looking for 1330, 1340, 1350 by Monday, Tuesday. So that's pretty much covers up on the euro. I want to tackle up on the dollar, how the dollar is looking. With NFP, it's all about the dollar, so might as well, this is one trend line that's been, in play. It was a breakout here, retest and a higher, bit of a bullish flag here, so we likely to get a test to the top of the range. So what we need right now for the NFP is that for the dollar to go bullish, break and close on the higher side. So we need a breakout basically. Uh, the structure does look, promising that, it's got an inside chance out that, of course, depending on the numbers, but this looks like it wants to break on the higher side. Uh, 4 hour charts on the dollar, again, it's the same thing. I've already posted this. This was posted out. Same thing where I was not expecting dollar to do much, but swing around these levels. But let's see today we can get a breakout on the higher side. So if it does, then forget about this. Again, this has been an old sketch, so if it breaks up what we were seeing on the 4 and 2 hours, sorry, 8 hours, then we'll be coming down to the main test eye here. So break here, and then well, I'm bullish on dollar, so I would like to see eventually at least a breakout on the 4 and the 8 hours, and maybe Monday, Tuesday breakout of on top of this, and continue grinding on the higher form. I don't expect it to go too higher up, but then that would be a good spot to sell back on the dollar. But let's see how it goes. This is again just a reference chart. So, but what we can do is we can switch to Swissy, because that would truly, well, it's a mirror chart for the dollar. And again, this been posted out earlier. This was the channel that I was looking into, down channel right here, symmetry linear right here, and we eventually had a breakout. Price went in, came down, swing back, put a high, came back, retested the break zone again, held to it, and eventually we broke up. So on 4 hours I might be looking at, for the price to go as high as 96, well, let's say close to 9700. But that again, tells me that I'm better off with dollar bullish view. However, with the NFP coming in, this is the break point that I'm considering. So I would like, depending again, if we can get a spike down here on the news towards 94.5, 94.10, 94, around that vicinity, and price gets a rejection, that would be a good buy point to carry up, on the buy on the Swiss franc, because apparently this whole deal of swinging around getting over on this breakout. And I'll see if I have, okay, good, I already done it. So this is the same thing again, breakout. So minimum expected target on this drive comes to about 95.30ish, something like that. But while 4 hours shows something like 96.80, 96.90, I'm more inclined to see uh, this. This looks good on target on the north side. So while price can stay on the higher side, or let's say higher to 9400, keeps getting closing on 4 and 8 hours to the higher side, I'll be inclined for a price to hit down 96, well, peaking right into 9600 handle. That would be decent enough. So what do we have on euro? Yeah, looks quite messy. Alright, looking in, I'm looking into this view basically. This is a trend line, it looks quite rough. Well, this is one of the breakouts that's been already done. Again, more of a wedge breakout. Done here, retested, rejected, came down, and following a trend line out here. So I would expect price to make it towards 45.90, around that level. 45.90 close to 4600, and if it holds out here, this looks like it can be shorted down for a move. Well, I would prefer something like here, but this period right here around this zone is showing a lot of choppiness. So with that in mind, I mean, I don't mind going short 45.90ish or close to 45.90, and then trying to aim back for 4500, and if we break lower, then somewhere around here would be a good profit taking area. I would assume somewhere around 43.50ish, and these so far are the good strong buying point. But this looks choppy. This looks, you can be selling from any decent resistance, and you can be buying from any decent point. So for 45.90ish or 45.90 close by, I'll be inclined to sell some. Keep my stop tight, maybe 18, 20, 25 pips. Given the fact that we have NFP, I'll just be lower up on my volume so that I don't get burned out in case if I'm wrong with those wild swings. And well, 45.90 comes in pretty decently, or 45.85, 45.90 comes in pretty decent level to go in short for this pair. And my guess would be can try something like, if this holds, can try something close to here, so maybe around 43.50 would be a good spot, something like that. On the 2 hours, it seems like it's gonna, yeah, it's breaking down, but I still prefer 45.90 as a shot, and then maybe close back underneath here, and then good to go lower. Dollar yen. As always, this pair can stand in one spot, do nothing for the longest time, and this is what it is doing right now. Well, this is where the channel is slightly shifting on the lower side, so downwardy channel. Very barely doing anything with regard to that. For today, anything close to 124 to 124.10, 124.15 comes in as a pretty decent looking resistance out here, and actually a resistance that it needs to hold. Otherwise, this started showing some movement towards the lower side, and it can pretty much continue again to the lower side. But if it breaks and closes any 8-hour candle on the higher side to 124.10, 124.15, I would assume the downside is totally weighing out, and it's ready to go and march on the higher side. Otherwise, 124, 124.15 looks pretty decent to go in short. When I say decent, it's just the fact that it's NFP, so it doesn't matter how good the levels are or not. They can just melt down within seconds. But any normal situation, any normal conditions, 124.10, 124.15, I would love to be short on this pair, and probably would be shorting all its crosses also at the same time. It looks that good in terms of resistance, but we'll find out. New Zealand has been bearish for a long time now, and it continues. Basically, the only thing you can do on NZD is sell, 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 sell. There's been a major breakout on the higher. I mean, so is 72, around 72, 20, 30 zone, and the price has ever been, falling down on the lower side, and I'm expecting it to continue. This is a small channel. The price has been gravitating, and today's resistance probably around 66.34. Uh, yeah, I mean, I won't mind, trying and well, I'll see a test of 66.30, and if I see a bounce, then maybe I will be tempted to buy small on this pair, but nothing that I fancy, nothing that this pair is not too much of an interest to me. It's just that it's a good layout, it's a good clean layout. So 66.30ish probably can be seen on this pair. Go towards EuroCAD. Again, it's a plain simple. Price has been trapped between these two zones and looks bit of a bullish, from here. I would expect the price to come down to T4, which is about 40.25. So yeah, we can see some spikes up higher to 40.25 on this pair. And I would actually, I would not mind setting this towards 420ish, on NFP. So this is something where I can leave my order to 40.20, lower on the size, and take my chances on that. I might get a wild swing just to get me an entry, and then a quick fall back. That would be actually awesome, but we'll find out. Aussie. Aussie is on the fallout too. This is in 8 hours, and would expect something of this sort. Yeah, I would expect it to, well, it's pretty much towards the support, 75, 80ish, support, but again, it tells you, let me see if I can do anything on another chart, another time frame. Okay, I already have something, and it's the same thing, pretty much 40, 80ish is a resistance out here, and we'll see how it goes from there. Sorry, what was the level again? 75, 80ish. I've been saying 74. Well, I haven't been following this pair, and the reason being lackluster price. I'm mostly doing crosses. This could be, yeah. Overall, it does look still on the lower side. So, depending on the NFP, maybe 75, 30ish today, if it comes into play, would be a good buying point. I would not mind off from there. Try to cover something on gold. Well, this is a layout that I fancy, and I've been holding it for a while. This trend line out here that's been doing a lot of magic every time it gets tested, and hoping so that it gets a test again today, somewhere around 11.52, 53. So that would be a good initial buy point. And what we can do is that it being an NFP, you cannot be too lavish with things here and there. So keep it small, keep it in a way that price moves in your favor. Be banking some, and if you're getting a retest, maybe you can add some, but there has to be discipline that goes along with that. So see if we can do some maybe GCAT. Yeah, GCAT is probably it's already onto the resistance right now. That's been 97.03. So it's, I would sell it, especially at this time. When we have NFP still, a bit on the far side. So another 2 hours to, sorry, another 3 hours to go. I think there can be, it can be shortable. Actually, better to short right now than been on the NFP. So yeah, that's a good level. Probably can go in for 40-50 pips. Uh, Pound. My short-term support is already in. Is already tested it. Well, from channel to channel, we are here. This is again the same thing. The concept for the euro. This is the median. We are on the lower side. It hit that. Should bounce back towards 56, 60, or something like that. And then we'll see. Wait and see how the number goes in. And Canadian quickly. Canadian is on a rampage. Okay. Canadian most likely has already hit the main resistance out here, so can expect some retraces out here. That would make sense because the D cat, probably pound cat, is also hinting down towards that it can retrace out those levels, the one that it just hit. And if I want to do quickly on Euro Japanese. Euro Japanese, pretty much 136 break. It's a sellout for 135.65, and I'm looking at this angle right here, 135, 65, 70. A zone that makes it or breaks it, Euro Japanese. So closing underneath, and then I expect the price to fall in, and it can be pretty nasty fall. So it all depends on how yen does against the dollar towards 124 handle. How euro does, if it breaks under 1.100 to say, and breaks under 1.940ish. I mean, that's pretty much what is required for it to be from here to maybe here, or actually I would prefer something like 129 zone. But as it is, initial break 136. These things were already posted out on the LinkedIn. We were short yesterday 137.20ish, did pretty well. Looking for a break. Otherwise, if it's not breaking, then we probably be heading back to 138. Well, in case if we get a price of 138, 60, 70ish on the NFP on Euro Japanese, it's a pretty good, decent looking sell zone. So that means Euro probably would be higher on the crosses all over. And that's all the time that I have right now. And I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, take care.